Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. BADI ALEKHYA, Assistant Professor, Department of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, R.M.D. Engineering College. Today, we are going to discuss one of the important concepts in the processing of speech synthesis. One is by computational methods. The concept is computational phonology. So, let us entering into the session to discuss about computational phonology. What is computational phonology? It's exploring the use of computational methods for analyzing and modeling sound systems in human languages. So here we are having two important terminologies. One is phonemes and second one is allophones. So phones are the basic units of sound in a language representing the abstract symbols, and allophones are the variations of phonemes that occur in different contrasts. For understanding the different pronunciation of T in talk and stop. So here talk we are stressing with the T, and when we are coming to stop, there the pronunciation will be varied. To vary the things, variation of these phonemes, we are using allophones concept. So phonetic transcription, here we are using the symbols to represent the actual sounds produced in speech, capturing alphonic variation. So that's the raw input they are considering. They are going to variate phones and allophones. So the same pronunciation, how in which different contrast they are using the different pronunciation is analyzed by phonetic transcription. And minimal praise. Minimal praise means minimal the words differ by only one phoneme, helping to identify phonetic contrast in a that is a unique pronunciation. Means it is easy to identify the combinations of pronunciation in the existing corpus. And phonological rules means describes how phonemes are realized and as allophones in specific constants. So we teach to system how to pronounce STOP means we are also teach to the system how to pronounce STOP. That means in different contexts after considering the phonemes based on the occurring of the word, we have to change the different pronunciation by using allophones concept. So what is the process for phonological things means is a systematic changes in sounds that occurs during speech production. So here assimilation, deletion, insertion and metathesis. 4 levels is there in the phonological process. Assimilation. A sound became more similar to the neighboring sound. That one we are called it as assimilation. For example, if I am considering any words, the pronunciation of that word is most similar to the neighboring word also. That type of words we are called it as assimilation. Under deletion, so now I am pronouncing. If I am going to continuously talk that things means some words are missing and mingled in myself without pronunciation. That type of words we are called it as deletion. And insertions means now I am using some words. If in middle I am saying like that some sounds extrally I am adding instead of phonemes and allophones, that sound disturb, that insertion of some special sounds in the certain context also is one of the phonological process. And metathesis. So two sounds are swapped in a word to complete the meaning of the thing. That type of thing, that type of sounds we are also considering under the process of phonology. So how finite state transducers, initial and first unit we discussed in the regular expressions, how these transducers are helpful. It's one of the mathematical model to represent phonological rules. There it represents the grammatical rules. We are using finite state transducers to represent the expressions. Like that, to represent the phonological rules, here we are using finite state transducers. Here they map the input streams of phonemes to output streams and reflecting how sounds are changes in specific context. That means indirectly when we are going to pronounce, how the input phonemes will be reacted in the output environment. Based on that input, it's going to analyze in the middle of the environment how it is going to pronounce in different contexts by the concept of allophones. So input state means initial state of transducers, and transition occurs when the input symbol is read. Final state of transducers will work after processing the input. optimality theory is a framework for understanding the relationship between these four phonological rules and language universals. It poses the language-specific phonological rules arising from the ranking of universal constraints. Here, constraints are nothing but universal principles that govern sound patterns. We have some sound patterns that we are following from the construction of optimality theory, and we are ranking the constraints in order of importance, leading to different phonological rules. Based on constraints and ranking, the output form is one that violates the fewest highly ranked constraints. Some scenarios, if they are following these constraints and ranking also, maybe it violates in the output. That's why we are considering these both things to process the phonology of the sound produced by the human. So syllable structure, here syllable structure will be helpful for organization of sounds in a syllables, that is basic units of pronunciation. Stressing the word onset, we here the things we are classified into three things: onset, nucleus, and coda. So everybody knows that onset is the consonant sounds at the beginning of the syllable we are using, and after that nucleus is the vowel sound at the core of the syllable we are using, and coda is the consonant sound we are using at the end of our syllable. This way we are organizing the structure of a syllable: onset, nucleus, and coda. At the beginning, what sound we have to, what syllable, that thing we are considering as consonant sounds, and the core of the syllable we are considering vowel sound, and the end of the syllable we are considering consonant sounds. Stress and tone. In which way I am going to give the stress for the certain syllable in the given word. That is also playing a very important role. And tone, also use of pitch to distinguish words or grammatical functions also in the thing will be identified by this tone thing. And after that, stress can be distinguished between the words with the same phonemes, and tone languages using the pitch variations to convey different meanings. So what are the applications in natural language processing? Means same thing. It's a speech recognition, text-to-speech synthesis, mission translations. We are using phonological processing, and also competition of phonologists plays a very important role to quality of generating the speech from the test. So that's all students for the today's session. We will meet with some other new concept in the next session. Thank you all.